Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Tombstone Tourist. This week I'm going to begin my visit to Woodlawn Memorial Park here in Nashville, Tennessee. There's a number of country music personalities resting in this cemetery, and over the next few weeks we're going to visit a few of them. Woodlawn is one of Nashville's largest cemeteries, consisting of about 200 acres, and is located on both sides of Thompson Lane, just a few miles south of downtown Nashville. While most of the notable graves are located in the north section, on the north side of Thompson Lane, I'm going to begin my visit in the Graceland section, on the south side of the road. Here, adjacent to the cemetery road, is the final resting place of a man who for more than 2 decades was one of the biggest stars in country music. This is the grave of Clyde Julian Red Foley. Red Foley was born on June 17, 1910 on a farm in Blue Lick, Kentucky. He came from a musical family and grew up in nearby Berea, Kentucky. Clyde had bright red hair, and folks in the community started calling him Red, and the nickname stuck. By the time he was 9 years old, Red was playing music at his father's general store. As time went on, young Red mastered several instruments, including the guitar, piano, banjo, and harmonica, and at 17 he won a statewide talent show. After graduating from high school, Red worked as an usher at a local theater and would entertain customers by playing music between shows. Red also attended Georgetown College, and it was there that he was invited to join the Cumberland Ridge Runners and played on the National Barn Dance on WLS in Chicago. In 1933, Red branched out on his own, releasing his first single, Life Is Good Enough for Me. After being away from Kentucky for a few years, Red returned home and helped establish the Renfro Valley Barn Dance. The Barn Dance was broadcast weekly on WHAS in Louisville, and the success of the Barn Dance launched not only Red's career, but also the careers of entertainers like Jerry Byrd, Ojo Clark, and Whitey Ford, who was also known as the Duke of Paducah. Red's recording career took off in 1940 when he signed a lifetime contract with Decca Records. In 1940, he released his popular recitation called Oh Shep, which has also been recorded by a number of other artists, including Hank Snow and Elvis Presley. And in 1944, his patriotic single Smoke on the Water stayed at the top of the charts for 13 weeks. On January 17, 1945, Red Foley was the first country music performer to record in Nashville. That inaugural session at WSM's Studio B produced another hit for Red called Tennessee Saturday Night. With the success of the Nashville recordings, Red moved to Nashville and in April 1946 began hosting the Prince Albert portion on the Grand Ole Opry. One of Red's favorite duties as host of the Opry's Prince Albert show was to interact and act as straight man for the comedians Rod Brasfield and Minnie Pearl. It was obvious from their interaction on stage that the three entertainers were genuinely close friends and held each other in very high affection. In 1951, Red recorded what turned out to be his most popular hit, Peace in the Valley. It reached number 7 on the charts and was the first gospel song to sell over 1 million copies. Red toured extensively both at home and abroad with the Grand Ole Opry road shows. Red, along with Little Jimmy Dickens, Hank Snow, Roy Acuff, and Minnie Pearl, just to name a few, took the Opry on the road across the country and was part of the USO shows that entertained their troops on military bases throughout Europe and the Far East. In the 1950s, Red appeared on a number of television variety shows, including The Joey Bishop Show and The Tonight Show with Jack Paar. His nationwide popularity earned him the title Mr. Country Music. He continued to be one of the Opry's most popular performers and continued to tour with the Opry road shows. In 1967, Red Foley's popularity was rewarded when he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. On September 19, 1968, Red was in Fort Wayne, Indiana with Billy Walker and Hank Williams Jr. for two Opry roadshow performances. Both Hank Jr. and Billy Walker noted that Red seemed to be feeling bad. Following the first show, Red asked Billy to pray with him. He then went out and completed his second show. The last song he sung was Peace in the Valley. Later that night, he told Hank Jr., "I'm awful tired now and I'm got to go to bed." Red Foley died in his sleep a short time later at the age of 58 years old. Red Foley was one of the most versatile and popular performers of the Grand Ole Opry. His contribution to the popularity and success of country music cannot be overstated. Well, this brings me to the end of this video. If you remember Red Foley or any of the people that we visit in these videos, I hope you'll consider sharing your memories in the comments. Next week, I'll be moving across the road to the larger north section of the cemetery, where over the next several weeks, we're going to be visiting some of the greatest stars in country music. People like Jerry Reed, Marty Robbins, Porter Wagoner, and George Jones, just to name a few. I'd like to thank everyone for subscribing and viewing my videos. And if this is your first time here, I hope you'll consider ringing that bell and subscribing as well. And if you're so inclined, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Now, until next week, please remember, life is a wonderful journey. Be sure to take time and enjoy it. And I'll see you down the road. So long, everyone.